Yeah. Okay.
I pause first.
No, just start.
Ready?
Yeah.
Hi everyone. I am with my mentor and my good friend Alaric Ong. So I know Alaric for the last coming to 2 years, and I can tell that it has been the most life-changing 2 years of my life. And one of the main factors is definitely himself. So I'm very excited and honored to actually spend this time with him and ask him a few questions and interview him. First of all, thank you, Alaric, for spending this time with me.
Thanks for having me on this interview. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would like to ask you a few questions more on the mindset and at the same time about the leadership. These are the actually few challenges today that I'm facing with. For the people who doesn't know Alaric, maybe I give a very short intro about Alaric. Alaric is a very, very young entrepreneur who set up more than 5 businesses, and all of them, he teach me 2 golden rules. Number 1, you don't need to spend money to make money, and you need a good plan and a right skill sets. And second thing is, I can tell the biggest value he had me is the value mindset. How much value you add to people, making money will become a sub-product of it. So just by these 2 rules, it really changed my life. And today, my business from a barely surviving business turned into a 5-digit profiting business on regular basis. So really, the first thing I want to ask, and in such a young age to create all these businesses, I believe the biggest asset is the mindset. So from the day I know you, you're always on top of your game, man. Like you are like a powerhouse, energetic, and always fully focused at that particular moment. So whenever I'm losing my focus, etc., you are, hey, you forgot this step. This part you are lacking, etc. Can you give me some tips and advice? What really motivates you to be that energetic and you manage to be always positive and always on top of your game and in the moment, in the now?
Okay, I would say my energy goes up and down, up and down. Everything happens in a wave, right? Nothing is like really like always all the way very high energy and all that kind of stuff. So I think maybe it's just that maybe you don't see me when I'm sleeping or something, right? Because when I'm sleeping, that's when I recharge, and yeah. So I think diet does play a part. Sleeping does play a part. So right now when I have enough sleep and everything, I'm definitely more energetic. And also I would say it's when I am speaking, or like when I'm doing what I'm passionate about. So why my energy always increases when I'm speaking? Like I can don't sleep for 2 days and then I do a seminar and I'll still be on top of my game. Okay. And the reason why is because when I speak, right, my energy grows, my energy expands, right? When I and that's why speaking is something that I'll do, right? Even if I didn't make money, right? I mean, speaking, the money from speaking is really very good, right? But even if I didn't make money, right, I'll still do speaking. Why? Because every time I speak, my energy grows, right? When I don't speak, my energy contracts. I become more depressed and everything. Yeah. So so that helps me to like, because like the energy expands and because it's creating value for people. Naturally, there's a and because when I speak, right, and people respond to me, they feed me back with energy. So I give it to them, they feed it back to me. I give it to them, they feed it back to me. So something like that, yeah. So naturally, everyone spirals up together, yeah.
So you mentioned the diet and sleep, the things that recharge you and you are what you eat. And finally, do what you love.
Right.
Same thing for me. I think when I'm doing sales, especially the last 3-4 months, despite the fact that I'm doing sales like 6-7 hours, 8 hours a day, I don't feel tired.
Yeah.
Really, I can sense that. So you really need to
But
find
if let's say
something
you're
you're
with
passionate
someone that
about.
is like very energy sapping, right, and you keep you'll feel very, very tired. Yeah. So the reason you don't feel that is
I
probably
understand.
because you hang out with positive people as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a positive loop. I totally agree with you. Okay. Can you explain the diet part, maybe, or a daily activity that you normally recommend to people? Your morning rituals, etc., things like this.
Okay. Mine's not super good right now. So mine's not something that you should model after. But last time when I used to run a healthy food delivery business, my diet was quite good. Like every day I'll eat this thing. I'll follow this thing called the Bulletproof Diet by Dave Asprey. And then so I'll just eat like every day. Every day I only eat the same thing. either salmon or beef and broccoli. So either beef with broccoli or salmon with broccoli. Every day, even my feces is always the same color and everything. I was steamed
I'm
broccoli. I
following
was steamed,
the
yeah,
bulletproof diet a bit.
yeah.
This
So
is the content.
yeah, so that's what I would have done, and that's what I did every day for like 1 or 2 months straight. Yeah. And when I did that, right, my thinking became very, very sharp. Like I could read books very, very fast. I could finish reading a whole book in a day when I did that. Yeah. So that's for diet. For sleep, just have ample sleep lah. Yeah. Right now my sleeping schedule is a bit screwed up. Yeah. Like right now I'm sleeping at 5 a.m. and waking up at 3 p.m. every day. Yeah. But I'm productive. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm productive,
If you
which
still have the
means
8 hours plus sleep.
correct. Yeah. So like last night, like last morning, like this morning, I just slept at 7 or 8 a.m. Then I woke up at 3 p.m. to do this interview. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. The second
But,
thing
but, but
is
don't follow me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
noted.
saying it's
Okay, so you
important
find
to,
a
yeah,
schedule that fits you, get ample of sleep and good quality food.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next part is about being a leader. I can see that any business you do, people follow you and they trust you. Frankly, I understand the trust part because it comes with the value mindsets. Like when you try to add value to people and you are genuine about it, people trust you automatically. And this is happening to me as well after I got this mindset. But the second part is people follow me as a leader. So you are creating communities and group of people, and every business you start, let's say even the network marketing you were doing during this time, you set up a team of 150 people, etc.
Correct.
Now your coaching community hits 1,000 people or slightly above that,
Yeah.
and you create this in such a short time with a part-time.
Correct.
So
Correct.
my question to you is, this shows that you have the leadership abilities. So it is a two-part question. Number one, how do you define a good leader? And what are the key skills and mindset a good leader must have?
Okay. First of all, right, we have to understand what a true leader is, and like to really be a good leader, right? It's tough work, man. Yeah. Like the amount of times that I've been let down, the amount of times that I've been backstabbed, the amount of times that I've been betrayed, right? And the amount of times that I told myself, no matter how hurt I've been, I'm not gonna hurt others. No matter how much I've been let down, I'm not gonna let down others, right? So like why people would trust me with money, why people would trust me with their time, why people would trust me with their energy and everything, I would say it's because they know that I have the responsibility to do them well and not like let them down. Yeah. And I never like to let people down. Like I always believe I rather people owe me than I owe people. I don't want to owe people anything, right? I rather they owe me than I owe them. I rather they let me down than I let them down. I rather they hurt me than I hurt them. Yeah. As for leadership, right? Like why do people follow me and everything? Okay. So okay. First of all, you must understand that why people follow is because of value, right? So it's because they are getting value, that's why they follow. If they don't get value, they won't follow, right? But one thing about me, right, is that I choose not to value loyalty too much, because after I observe so many people, right, and I've been in business for a while, and I start looking at how people can change just in a moment like that. Like they can be so loyal, and then like just one thing, they can change completely. They can flip their switch completely. So I don't bank on people's loyalty, which means if let's say I form a business model, right, I cannot form a business model saying that, okay, the reason why this business model work will be because these people will be loyal to me. Yeah. It probably, like if you look at how scandals on like celebrities and everything happen, and straight away they lose like, so there will still be fans that follow them and everything, but straight away they lose fans overnight, they lose money overnight, they lose brand endorsements overnight. So I don't bank on people's loyalty, because I think that's something that I think in today's world is very hard to come by, right? Maybe like a few hundred years ago there's still such thing as loyalty and brotherhood and this kind of stuff, but nowadays even look at the job market and everything, there isn't really like loyalty. But I would say at the end of the day it's about value, right? And business is about value, making money is about value, right? So we have to look at, okay, what do people want? Okay, so long as you can find out what they want and you can provide it to them, they will always be loyal to you, or they will always follow you. Make sense? Yeah. And but I mean, honestly, it's tough to be a leader, man. Like, yeah, like the amount of shit that a leader has to go through, and
Really.
like especially like, okay, right now my community has about 1,200 people, right? And the amount of and that happened within 18 months, which is amazing, right? And I don't think like, and the amount of shit that you have to go through as a leader, like recently I just went through the whole I promoted another coach, and then this coach didn't do a very, very good job. End up I have to go and clean up the shit, right? Like the amount of shit that a leader has to go through, right? If I could choose not to be a leader, I'd rather not be a leader. Yeah. Yeah. But I tell myself, if I don't lead them, then who's gonna take my place, right? The next leader is probably not gonna do a better job than me. Therefore, I should have the responsibility to lead them to the promised land, right? And yeah, and I think a lot of times people forget, right, that I'm still a young boy. You get what I mean? Like, like they like, okay, because they a lot of people, they put me on a pedestal to where, like, to what they think I am. Okay, maybe I'm here, but maybe they think I'm here, right? And now I have to kind of like play on to this role rather than this role, even though you get what I mean, that I'm only human and everything. Yeah. So like they'll think that, oh, I don't party. Oh, my sleep is probably, like, you probably thought, oh, my sleep is probably I sleep at 10 a.m. I wake up at 6 p.m. every day, 6 a.m. every day. You thought that I probably ate, like, you know, what, right? So like people have a concept of what I am, and it's tiring to live up to that expectation. So so yeah, but so as a leader, just be yourself. But so long as you know that your intention is always to add value and to serve people to the highest advantage of them, right? Then I think everything else will fall into place. And one thing about leadership is that there'll be people that love you, there'll be people that hate you, but that doesn't matter. There'll be people that follow you, there'll be people that don't follow you, but that doesn't matter. You just focus on the people that can add value to, right? And okay, one very important thing about leadership, you can write this down, is to have a common goal. I think that's one of the most important, to have a common goal, okay? And to have a common goal that encompasses more people. The bigger your goal can be, the bigger your mission can be, the bigger your vision can be, the more it can encompass more people, the more people follow you. So for example, if let's say my goal, I told people, okay, my goal is to be a billionaire, okay? No one's gonna follow me. Why? Because like they would just watch me to see if I will actually become a billionaire, but they won't follow me to help me become a billionaire, because why should they, right? But if my goal is to empower people to become the best versions of themselves, okay? Now, people will follow me. There will be coaches that will follow me to help me coach other people become the best version of themselves. There'll be students that follow me who want to become empowered to become the best versions of themselves. There will be business partners that follow me, investors that follow me, employees that follow me, because they want to empower people to become the best versions of themselves. My vision is to create a world where everyone wins, right? And whoever resonates with this vision and this value system will work well with me. And I think like I know I've said this again and again, but values is one of the most important things in business, because because the values that the leader has, right, will dictate how the community becomes. Okay, the values, yeah, and why is because that values will bring out that aspects of that community out. So like, why in, like, let's say when you're in my community, you realize that, okay, everyone just tries to help each other, right? Everyone helps each other. Everyone is happy for each other's success. Everyone is, you know, that there isn't like much like gossiping or politics inside my community. And the reason why is because I myself don't gossip. I myself don't have politics. I myself don't want to hurt others and everything, right? So because we don't celebrate that kind of behavior, right? We celebrate behaviors like celebrating each other's success, helping each other grow, supporting each other, right? So because we celebrate a very win-win kind of mentality, the whole community ends up becoming very win-win. Because right, when there's anyone who's thinking win-lose, or anyone who's thinking lose-lose, there's only two things that can happen. Either number one, they disassociate themselves from the community. Or number two, they change their mindset such that they become win-win. Make sense? So I would say, when you start growing, it's either the people around you change or the people around you change. What do I mean by that? It's either when you hang with someone, right? It's either they change, which means like okay, now you hang out with ABC friends, right? But now you grow, you won't hang out with ABC friends anymore. You hang out with DEF friends who are better than ABC friends. Okay, so either they change, like they change. Or number two, when you grow, they grow together with you and they change as a person themselves, right? So when the leader has the values of that he wants to bring out and celebrate, um then naturally that will what yeah.
So just to keep it shorter, number one, what you want to achieve is a system that the people around you, if they are around you, they are getting value. Both parties, it's a win-win deal. But it doesn't depend on the people. So it is like I put 2 efforts and I get back 5 when I'm with you, but it is the same for you. But if I don't follow you, I don't do the things together with you, you still, okay, you don't depend on the people or me, etc. So your systems is the first thing you mentioned. So together we are better, but without each other we can still survive.
Right.
So this is the first about loyalty part. So you don't depend on people. Number two, you focus on, again, it is like a customer avatar thing. What these people really want, what people following me want. So how can I help them to achieve these goals? The third point you mentioned is your vision and your mission is much more extensive rather than very personal or very your family oriented, etc. It is more towards the people as well that you are
Right.
approaching.
And one more thing
Which
is
I'm
this.
also feeling it, like you are living with this.
And one more thing is this, okay? That you have to make the people respect the mission more than themselves as individuals. What I mean by this, okay? Now, if you look at every economy, every country, okay, everything rises and falls on leadership. Okay, you can write this down. Everything rises and falls on leadership. Like if I look at any business, I see why the business is not succeeding. Oh, it's because of the leader. Look at any business, why it succeeds? Because of the leader, right? Everything rises and falls on leadership. Okay, now, so when you do an organization, right, there'll always be people who put their selfish interests before the mission of the business. Okay, for example, let's say something that is better for me as an employee, but not better for the organization as a whole. Okay, right? Or let's say there's corruption everywhere in the world, right? Why? Why is there corruption? It's because people put their needs above the needs of the country. Okay, so that's why they take bribes. So it's because of that, right? Okay, so so how to do that, right, is first the leader has to put the needs of the country above his own needs, the needs of the organization above his own needs, and demonstrate that, okay, and demonstrate that before he duplicates that down onto his team members and make sure that the team members look at the mission more than themselves, okay? And the way to do that, right, is to get the team members to think bigger, such that they don't look at themselves as themselves, but they look at themselves as the collective, as the country, or as the community, as a collective. Okay, only when they are able to do that, okay, when they're able to think at that level, okay, then only they put their needs of the, I wouldn't say is the needs of others, you know, they're not putting the needs of others above themselves, okay, they're putting the needs of the bigger them more than the smaller them. Does that make sense? Because in everyone's brain, there's a bigger self and there's a lesser self, okay? There's a self that really cares about creating value and like adding value to the world and inspiring people and like really helping people. And then there's a self of them that just wants sex, food, drugs, alcohol, and all that, right? So we have to always put our bigger self before our lesser self, okay? And it's not that I'm adding value to, whenever I add value to people, I'm not adding value to others. I'm adding value to myself because they are part of me. Yeah. So I think it's about getting people to see that, right? And when I first started leading, I used to be an idealist. That means I will think of things like, oh, this could be the way, this, you know, like what could happen. But now I start becoming more pragmatic. I start becoming more realistic about how people are, right? How human nature is, such that yeah. So that's leadership, yeah.
As well, the loyalty and the other things, you put them completely aside.
Correct, yeah. And one thing about leadership, okay, write this down, is that you must let the system manage the people and not let the people manage the system. So for example, let's say we have a rule that, okay, let's say the country has a rule that, okay, you cannot do drugs, okay? If you do drugs, you get executed. Or if you do drugs, you get hanged. Or if you do drugs, you take 10 years in jail. Okay, whatever. So if let's say the leader makes this rule, okay, the system should run this rule, which means even if the president's son takes drugs, they should have to obey the same rules because the system has to run the people. So for example, let's say I have an accounting rule, okay? You must declare how much of cash in the cashier and everything, right? If there's any cash shortfall, the cashier has to pay. Any cash extra, then whatever, right? So long as I have this rule, right, I must let the system run the people. If let's say I let the people run the system, they can just take money out of the anytime and just, you get what I mean? So I must always let the people run the system. And if there's and of course the system will not always be perfect. There will always be things that you need to change, right? There will always be things that you need to tweak. And just keep tweaking the system such that it becomes better and better. Yeah.
Understand. Thanks, Al. So these pointers are actually very clear instructions for me to look into my business as well. So then actually this is a bit connected to you. One last question, that you handled a team of 150 plus people when I first met you, and I was quite impressed. To be frank, first I was not believing it, like, hey, this young chap, what is the 150 salespeople that he knows? And it really changed to manage. It is really a challenge to manage a team like this. So now I was struggling to manage a team more than 5, etc. Now our team is also growing, and we are also having a community of nearly 100 people. What are the key points you will suggest when you are expanding a team? What are the steps you need to take before the expansion and during the expansion?
Okay, so when you work with teams, right, first you must understand, right, that there'll be like 5 people or maybe 3 people or 2 people that actually are the ones that do the most value for the business. Okay, that gets you the most sales, does the best operation. There'll be about 2 or 3 people in your team that does the best. Okay, so what you do is spend most time with this inner circle. Okay, and then there'll be like the outside people, and like first there'll be your inner circle, the core management team, the executive team and everything, right? Then there'll be like bigger teams, right? And then there'll be like the community and the customers and all that, right? So what you need to do is to not say spend more time, because sometimes the people who are the most productive, you don't need to spend the most time with them, and you can just let them do by themselves. They are more than happy to create value for the organization themselves. So how do you manage them is that you don't have to micromanage them, but you need to form a system. For example, okay, like every day, okay, without me selling, without me doing a single work, okay, I've still got sales coming in, okay, for people who want to buy my course. Okay, why? Because I taught my team, I taught my students how to sell my course, right? And I taught them how to market it, how to generate the leads and everything. Every single day, okay, not every single day, but most days, every other day, okay, there'll be sales that comes in. This is like passive income and everything. But why is it I'm able to do this? Is because I've already created a system in place, right? So what people don't see is the amount of like the hours put in to create the system and everything, to make sure it works before duplicating that down, and then getting them to duplicate it so that it produces income, right? So so how do you manage them? Okay, so first of all, right, to manage people, right, first of all, we must have this thing like risk and reward. Okay, so we must have a very clear risk and reward system. And okay, very important is this, to make sure that the goals of people are aligned. Okay, our job as a leader, right, okay, right, Zama, is to align the organization. Okay, we are like a compass for the organization. The role of a leader is to be a compass. Okay, let me explain the difference between leadership, management, and execution. Okay, so leadership is like, let's say you're the CEO, leadership, right? Okay, leaders, okay, so employees are like execution, right? Management are the people who manage the employees. Okay, now, so employees, right, our job is to climb the ladder. Okay, management job is to manage the people climbing the ladder, to make sure that hey, you better climb faster, because somehow people, right, because of human nature, if they are not managed, most of the people are not on the ball, they are not on their toes by themselves most of the time. Okay, people still need to be managed, people still need to have KPIs in place and all that, right? Okay, so employee's job is to execute. the management job is to manage the leader. It is to manage the execution. The leader's job is to make sure that the ladder is placed on the right wall in the first place. Not like placed on the wall and then climbing to nowhere, but it's placed on the right wall in the first place. So for example, like Jeff Bezos, let's Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk and everything. Their job is to put their emphasis on the right place, to be the visionary, to see, okay, where should this go? Where should this whole organization go, right? So let's say they'll pick the place. So I say, okay, so Jeff Bezos wants to do Kindle. Okay, so now he asks the management to ask the employees to execute and do Kindle. Make sense? So his job is not to do the Kindle. His job is to lead people to put their emphasis on the right place, right? Now, as you're doing a startup like what you're doing right now, you're going to have a lot of you will, because you first started off as a one-man show, right? And then you start having a team and everything, right? And you always have what to do things by yourself and everything. So your job as a leader is to really just make sure that you're in the right direction, and then ask the managers, or if you're, let's say you're both the leader and the manager, and then you just manage a team to execute. Yeah. So you need to have KPIs in place, systems in place. So okay. So the job of a leader, the role of a leader is to form the direction of the organization. That's one. Okay. And then number two, the job of the leader and the manager is to align the direction of the leader or the direction of the organization with each and every individual inside the organization. Let me give an example. Okay. So for example, if let's say for a sales role, okay, I will never pay someone a fixed salary for a sales role. Why? Because if I pay you, let's say I pay a fixed salary of 3K per month to do sales for me, is your interest aligned to help me fight more sales? No. Why? Because whether you get more sales or don't get more sales, you still make 3K per month, right? So I'm going to structure my reward and pain, right? My compensation plan such that you will only get money if you sell. If you don't sell, you don't get money. So that's pain, right? So our job as manager is to align them such that it's that way, okay? To design a business model such that it's that way, right? Because there's a lot of things, right, that you cannot, that like if you just take a fixed salary or something, it doesn't work out, okay? Now, so then let's look at other roles. Let's say if you're doing operations, okay, let's say I want to hire a coach, okay, to coach my community for me, okay? And so should I pay him a fixed salary? Okay, now, if let's say his job is only twice a week and then every week, okay? So he only works 8 times a week, right? Then I'll just pay him either a fixed salary or I'll pay him every time he does the coaching session. So let's say every time he does a coaching session, I pay him $100, I pay him 150. So you need to engineer your business model and align it such that it is aligned with every individual and their goals are aligned with the organization's goals. That they will want to create more value, they want to get more sales, they will want to do more operations, so that you need to align it that way. Yeah. So that's the role of a leader. And once you align everyone in that same direction, right? And best, right? Okay, you see, best, right, is if you can align their selfish what they want, their selfish wants with the organization's vision. Yeah. So let's say selfishly they want sales, they want to make more money to provide for the family. Okay, that's fine, right? Everyone can be selfish, right? Okay. But at the same time, if you can align like that with the organization's goals, so like if you help the organization goal this way, right, then you will achieve what you want,
make more
right?
Money.
Yeah. So if you can align that, right, then there's a very, very high chance that you will be able to lead very well. And yeah. Correct.
Okay. These are the actual questions I really wanted to ask, and based on the things you say, now I'm in my new business, exactly what I'm doing. So I set up the rules, ground rules, and I show people in a way how they can hit up to 10K income together with the company. We give them a base with certain quotas, and then through that, we show them this is how you can climb the ladders in the company. And it seems like in beginning it was very tiring. I need to be frank. Like setting up the system, the first 1-2 people coming, people going, etc. But seems like the thing starts to now. I see that when new people come, the amount of work I put is getting less and less per person. So it is very similar to the things you say, but I realize I didn't do certain parts exactly like you mentioned. So I will be taking note of that. But thanks a lot for these pointers. Is there any book or please you can recommend us to learn more about this area because it's a very deep content.
Okay, so first is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, right? That's a book that changed my life. It's a very, very good book. It teaches you how to give feedback to people. Okay, so for example, let's say talk about feedback, right? So whenever I give feedback to someone, right, I'll never say you did this, you. Because if I say like, okay, for example, hey, why you go and off the water again? Hey, why you standing there? Right? When you say you, right, it makes people defensive, okay? It makes people defensive straight away, right? If let's say I say, hey, Ozan, how come you didn't do the 5-step consult? You know what I mean? Like, if I say you, straight away you're like, no, I did, right? And that's not the best way to give feedback, okay? There's no right or wrong way to give feedback, but there's an optimal way and a suboptimal way of giving feedback, right? Yeah. So if let's say my goal of giving feedback is to help people to achieve, like to grow, right? Okay. So first I will start off with beginning with honest praise and appreciation. So I say why they are good first, right? So I say what they did well first. So I say, okay, awesome, Ozan, today you did amazing in terms of the building rapport part, and you also did amazing when it comes to the pitching. I think that was very good. You followed the 5-step consult and the 10-step P very, very well. Okay. Then step 2 is I will talk about the thing that I want them to change, right? So I say, okay, but and the thing is this, when I talk about the things that I want to change, I will make sure that I say that it is the action, not them. This is very important, right? You must don't hate the sinner, hate the sin, right? Don't crucify the person, the offender, crucify the offense, right? Okay. So I say, okay, and I'll make it seem very small and easy to correct. So I say you're a good person, but it just somehow you made this small mistake, right? But you'll correct it. Okay. So I'll say it this way, yeah. So I'll say, okay, Ozan, awesome. Just now you built amazing rapport. So I start with good, right? Then I'll say, okay, just some small things to improve on. Okay, I think if you could improve on the close a little bit, like let's say if you handle the objection a little bit better, I think that you'll be able to sell a lot better, right? And yeah, but don't worry, like you're very, very talented and very, very smart. You confirm you will be able to do this very, very well. Okay. Notice I end with praising them, right? Okay. Why? Because people have a need, like there's this thing called the people have a need. There's this thing called the Pygmalion effect. Pygmalion, Pygmalion effect. Okay, what's the Pygmalion effect? Is basically this, that people will play to our expectations of them. Okay, so if let's say I expect you to only do 3K per month, you only do 3K per month. But if I expect you to do 30K per month, right, when you do 20K a month, okay, it means okay, why does the Pygmalion effect work? Okay, it's because so the study shows this, they put 2 classes of people, okay, both with exactly like averagely the same grades, okay, and they told 2 teachers. One teacher, they told them this class is smart people. One class, they told this class is stupid people. Okay, after 1 year, right, the results came out, right. The class that the teacher thought the class was smart, they end up doing very well. Why? Because the class that the people thought was smart, right, okay, okay, let's say I expect you to get A, okay, you get B. So I'll keep pushing you until you get A. Now, this class that I think you're stupid, I expect you to get D. You get B. Well, I'll congratulate you already. Make sense? So after a while, you get B, C, D, right? After a while, this one will get A, right? Okay. Now, so same thing. I always like to expect people to be the best, okay, so that they will play to that role. Yeah. So so this is how I give feedback. So I give it honest praise and appreciation, and then I'll say it's just some small things to improve on. But if you did this better, is good. And then but okay, like you're so talented that you learn very, very fast one. So you definitely this is some. And you must make it that the fault is very easy to correct. Make sense? Yeah. But you're very fast one. And then you realize, right, that people magically will end up improving very well, and they'll be happy to take your feedback. They'll be very happy to take your feedback. If you do it this way, they'll be very happy to improve, right? But if you do like, hey, Ozan, why? I tell you how many times already, right? The closing must do this way. I tell you, this creates a lot of friction and everything. You're not going to be able to lead people.
The person said that I'm not be able to do this. This is not for me. Automatically, they will lose heart.
And it's lose, right? And when I first learned leadership, like when I first led my team of 10 people, I did very, very badly. So I would tell people, hey, pass me the cup. Hey, go downstairs, pick the person up, right? And I always commanded people and everything. And that's why I lost a lot of team members. And until today, I'm still learning, right? So I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to grow my retention rate, grow my, how fast the community builds. And I'm trying to improve myself as a leader, right? and I'm still reading books, still learning stuff to get better and better, and picking up new concepts and applying them. Yeah, but I would say you will play to the role. For example, as you now you're leading a team of about maybe 100 people in your community, right? As you start leading to a 200, 300, 500, 1000, you will end up playing to that role of a better leader. Yeah. And one thing I like about coaching so much, right, especially since now you're going to start coaching, is that when you do coaching, right, because you tell them something, right, you will end up playing to that role. So for example, if let's say I tell you to eat good food, right, or watch your diet, or do marketing this way, or sell this way, because I teach you this, it forces me to do that as well as a coach, to be a role model. Make sense? And this will in turn up
It's
your
the
game.
fastest way of learning as well.
Yeah, the fastest way to up your
By
game
teaching.
really is like last time I play pool, right? And when I teach people how to play pool, my pool increased a lot, because when I teach them and I go back to the fundamentals of what they need to do, because okay, you see, as you go higher, right, you will tend to forget about the fundamentals. For example, let's say we talk about marketing. As you start doing marketing more and more, you start to talk about funnels, many chat and everything. Then you start forgetting the fundamentals of what do people really want, right? And when you teach people, right, and you go back to the fundamentals, it will help you to reset back to the fundamentals so that it brings your game to the next level again. Make sense? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Alaric, for all the pointers, sir. So I will be taking note of those, and I believe many people will benefit from this as well.
Yeah. So okay, once you write your notes, right, just type out the notes and send me. Then I will upload it on YouTube so that I can put the notes there. Okay. Can So I hope
Sure.
this was of value to you. I hope this will be of value to your audience and my audience as well. All right. Yeah. So if you want to learn how to be a better leader, then yeah, go and read more books. Go and go and actually lead people. The best way is to practice. Yeah.
Yeah. Practice makes progress. You're right.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Take care. See
Okay.
you.
See you. Bye-bye.